super excited. I said it in my quote before the game started, the way in which these guys came back from Christmas. And you could just see there was something a little bit different about them. You could see that they had something else on their mind. Not that they didn't have Atlantis on their mind, but it seemed like they had some other things on their mind that we talked about prior to going home. And they've been practicing with great, great, great purpose. And I was really, really, really excited to see that. Yesterday, I had to go and take care of something, and I had to leave for a stint of time during practice. And there was a coach here who just had spent a couple of days at Florida. And I went up to him afterwards when I got back, and I was talking with him, and he said, Coach, what was really impressive is when you left, not only did your staff not miss a beat and not anything wavered, but your guys were so on point, and it seemed like you weren't even there. If you didn't know any better, you would think you had to be somewhere, as much as they were organized and as well as they talked to each other and communicated in preparation for today. And for the A-Sun, obviously we have 4 games in 8 days. So we really ran a lot more than we normally do leading up to a game, but we wanted to build up our cardio so that now we can taper and we can be prepared for 2 o'clock tip on Saturday. The A-Sun obviously is a different animal this year. The most teams in my 14-year career that have ever been in the league. And I go back to what it was like in 09-10 when 4 teams went 14-6 and the 5th team was 13-7. And when we got to the tournament, 5 ended up playing 6 as 8 upset number 1. And so this year, if you look at it from a prognosticator and somebody that picks and looks and does different things, there's so many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-point games. And to these guys' credit, they experienced so much of that last year. 4 of our first 8 games in the first half of the season last year were a 1-possession game right here in our own gym. And then the second half, when we flipped the script and went 10-3 down the end, 6-2 in the second half of the season, just like the Jaguars did. When we did that, you could see the guys growing. You could see the guys went from a 353rd most inexperienced team to this year being the 87th most experienced team. And, so when you look at that and you see that from these guys, and, Jarius, the one thing I would say about Jarius and kind of where he's been is the consistency of what he's doing. And because I have him for video, he gets more of me. And yesterday we had a real talk about some different things that were transpiring in his game and what was presenting itself in his game. And the one thing Jarius wants to do is Jarius wants to be great. Like, he really wants to be great. And being that we understand that from a coach, because at the end of the day, your team's a byproduct of what they are. And the greater he is, the greater other guys are, then obviously we get the byproduct of that, and that's how you win. And so to his credit, he's really put that in himself from when he left last year, took his evaluation, went home in the summer, to the way he's come in now and the way he's approached, what we're doing and how we're going about it. He and Jose, as a backcourt combination, are as good as any backcourt in the mid-majors in the country. In the country. Not in the A-Sun, in the country. And so that's super, super excited. And then when you add a guy like Carter with his experience and then all the other pieces that we have, and again, a more experienced team that's not only just put it in the books and played minutes, it's not that kind of experience. It's been through dogfights without some of their best players who were injured or out for whatever reason. And so I'm super, super excited. It's going to be an incredible season here at the Nest. And obviously when the students get back, it's even going to be, that much more intense. And but it starts Saturday, 2 o'clock against Austin Peay, who played at Queens tonight already in the league. So we're super excited for that.
Jarius, last year at this time, you kind of started to get your minutes underneath you, and you got into your groove. How would you compare yourself now to who you were back then? What's the biggest change you felt like you had transpired?
I feel like I've gotten better just with the system. Realizing what spots would be open, where guys would be at, and my teammates were finding me tonight. But just playing off other people and getting my game going, not forcing it.
That's what I really love about the way the ball whipped at times tonight. We didn't maybe make the shot, but the ball whipped, and it made me feel good to know that guys knew where guys were. Jose had 5 assists tonight, and that's something that he's video with me too. And that's something that he and I, Jose and I, have been talking about as well too, getting that up to almost 3-1. Don't satisfied with 1.5, and some people say 2-1 is good enough. It's not. Let's get it up 3-1, especially with the kind of guys that he's got embraced around him. You know, why would we ever turn the ball over? And I think we only averaged 11 turnovers a game when we played against mid-majors, our 4 mid-major opponents in the non-conference. So that's another thing that we'll talk about tomorrow, how well we defended, .97 in DER against those teams, how well we rebounded almost evenly against those teams, which had been a little bit of an Achilles heel for us over the last couple of years. So we're going to do some comparison. I know a lot of people say comparison is the thief of joy, but in reality, if you don't look at what transpired, it's kind of hard to understand maybe where you're at. And so we look at the 1920 last championship team that was super experienced, 20th in the country, by the way. And then you look at this group last year, 353, and now you look at this group at 87. They're going to be shocked at how the numbers are looking a lot more like the experienced guys, and actually a little bit higher in scoring pace. We've really picked up our pace in the way in which we're pushing the ball up the floor and playing that way. So I'm really excited about how he's grown, and I'm really excited about how the team has embraced that experience.
All right, thanks, guys. Won't keep you too long.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The meat locker. Don't forget that's. Hey.